Okay, so got the laptop all set up, so I'm doing better now. And now I have a camera that works, sound that works. It's a lot better now, trust me. Um, so let's go ahead and think about, one of the things that was coming up to me today about, and I'm sorry, you guys, the smoke is my incense burner. It's positive vibes. I like to use stuff like that so that way it makes you feel better, I guess, in some ways. It does lift my spirit. I bought a whole box of incense sticks. Oh, I love them. I love them. I love incense. Anyways, let's go ahead and get into this. So, if you guys are watching this channel for the first time, please subscribe to my channel. So one of the things that came up when I was sitting here and I was trying to get the camera to work was expectation. The world as we know it no longer lives in reality. And not that it's a bad thing, but sometimes what we expect and what we get are two different things. And so when you don't get what you expected, it's disappointment. And that disappointment turns into anger, hurt, pain, just a lot of negative emotions that does delay your blessings, and it also blocks it. And it's actually a blockage that a lot of people do, and a lot of people don't realize it. When you expect something to happen and it doesn't, you become disappointed. Then you get into this lack mindset because now you didn't get what you wanted. And then now you're struggling with everything because it's like, well, I manifested this. I manifested this person. I manifested this type of love. I manifested this job. And I lost it. In truth, life doesn't turn out that way. And it's harsh, but that's not the reality. The reality is you get what you need. And a lot of people see that and they're just like, well, what do you mean? What do I need? Well, I need this person in my life. No, you don't. I need this job. No, you don't. Because there's something better for you that you're not aware of. I know one day when I had sorry, someone messaged me for some reason. Oh. So one day I was working at this one job. I hated it. I hated the fact that I had to work for an attorney who was too busy sitting there doing nothing, worrying about every little thing else that he can not control, and sitting there and dealing with his own depression, dealing with a paralegal who didn't think she had to do her job. And every time I go into her office, she was there shopping for makeup, and she wasn't doing her work. And I had another attorney that I was assigned to 3 attorneys, and another attorney I was assigned to, he was a total jerk, mean, just treating me so bad, and acting like I was beneath his feet. And he believed that. He really did believe that support staff was beneath him. And so I'm like, I don't know if I want this job. And so I'm like, you know what? I don't know if I really want this job, but you know what? You guys know what's best for me. And at the time I was only a temp, so if I lost, it's not a big deal. I'll just go find something else. Within 3 weeks, 3 weeks to a month, they offered me a job. I took it, and it was really good pay. But soon after, the paralegal was causing a lot of problems for me, lying about me, because she couldn't do the work. She wasn't doing the work. And that's because she didn't know what she was doing. That's not my problem. It really isn't my problem. I knew what I was doing, she didn't. And I was not from, I've only lived in Arizona for like a year and a half or so. So I really was still new to the area. I've been here for 6. But I just didn't worry about it. I'm like, you know what? You guys know what's best for me. And so there was a lot of things I learned working there. I learned that not everybody's your friend, and that no matter how much they try to pretend to be, they aren't. That attorney I worked for, that was dealing with his own depression, his own problems, he pretended to be my friend, but he turned out betraying my trust. The paralegal lied a lot. She would not do something, she would drop the ball, and it'd be my fault. And it's not my fault. It was never my fault to begin with. But that's just her. You know, it was kind of a messed up situation from the beginning. But I knew I had to stay out of the way and let our spirit guides handle it. I learned a lot from that situation. I was hurt. I was hurt during the whole process, and it was during the time that some things came to the truth for me that I had to also deal with. So I literally dealt with a lot of chaos at that time in my life. But it was also a form of karmic justice, I guess you could say. It's when we're in messed up situations, you have to ask yourself, why is this happening to me? Did I do this to somebody else? At the same time, is it a lesson for them? Is it a test for them? Sometimes we would be put into situations that is unfair, and how you handle that situation determines your karma. And if you handle that situation with grace and kindness, compassion, and you don't seek revenge on those people, you pass the test and you get good karma. That paralegal was put in a position, and she made the wrong choice. She chose, instead of taking responsibility for her actions, she would rather pin it on me. That's not my problem. She had a choice, and in every messed up situation, there is a lesson, a test, and a reason. Sometimes it's not because of something you did. I was dealing with somebody else's karma, and I had to take the blunt of it, because that attorney I had worked for at the time, it was his karma. And I know it was, because it's not mine. I never did stuff like that to anybody. I've always been respectful and compassionate towards people. And try to be as kind as I can. Unless they're not doing the work and things are about to get dismissed. And then I tell them. But that's just because I'm protecting the client. So anyways, my expectation of that situation was that they would see me for who I was. They would see that I was a good hard worker, and that, you know, I was a good person. But the reality was, none of that was true. I was disappointed because I had this expectation of things working out a specific way, and they didn't. And I want you to understand that when things don't work out, it's not you. It's the situation that's the problem. And as long as you have not done something like that to another person, as long as you approach life with compassion, now I will say this, if you did do something to somebody, revenge, vile, vindictive, I don't care. If you told lies about another person, you will deal with the karma. What you put out is what you get. Okay? There was another attorney I worked for, and he stopped paying me. It was like 3 months before I got any money from him, and finally I said, you know what, I can't do this anymore. I'm like, here's your files. I was self-employed. I said, I'm not working for you anymore. I'm done. You owe me this much money. I'm not, you know, you owe me the money, you have to pay it. And I will file small claims if you don't make payments each month. And he did. He eventually paid me off. But that attorney, he was doing some shady things, and I had caught on to it. And that was one of the other reasons I kicked him to the curb. in a matter of speaking. He lost his license after that. This attorney that I was just talking to you about, the one that was on depression, he was suspended. Clearly, what you expect and reality are two different things. So it's very important that in life you keep an open mind, because you never know what's going to happen. For all you can know, you could get something awesome. Oh, I'm sorry. There's something behind there and it caught my eye. It's just my cat's blanket. Sorry, guys. I put it on top to keep them from scratching the thing, as well as this plastic right here, because they're cats, and I have it at their sofa, and so I'm trying to keep them from ruining it. It's not working, but I try. So expectation versus reality. So anyways, the people who did me wrong were eventually punished. It didn't happen overnight. And it wasn't really punishment. They had to deal with their own mess that they created. They had to clean up their mess. It wasn't my mess to clean up. It was their decision, their choices that led them to losing their license. If you choose to do bad things, the reality is bad things will happen to you. Just saying. Cat's ripping paper down there. I have some mail in a box, and they're down there ripping the mail up, which is fine because it needs to be shredded anyway, so I'll just clean it up later. So anyways, the purpose, the moral of the story is make sure what you put out is positive. Keep a positive mindset. Always approach life with an open mind. Do not expect anything. If you expect something from somebody, you're going to wind up disappointed. Hands down. There is no other way around this. And I'm just being honest with you. Okay? See your friends, your family for who they are, and expect nothing from them. So when they do something nice for you, you're surprised. And when they're mean to you, you're not surprised, right? So anyways, let's go ahead and do a general reading for your spirit guides, because I kind of get like this feeling of, because they were talking to me about the Ten of Wands, and that's more about the expectations, the lies that we tell ourselves, the illusions that something's going to work out a certain way, and then it doesn't. I don't know what's going to happen in life. I really don't. And I'm a tarot reader. And I do channeling. I channel everything. Nothing is, I don't just read these cards based on their definition or the meaning. I read based on what I get. And a lot of times I'll get images or words. Sometimes faces. Sometimes they will tell me about a time, something that I went through, to compare it through to, so I know what someone's going through. And I've been through quite a bit, but I'm not wise. I just consider myself to be experienced. I guess is the right word for it. But what illusions do they have about life right now? I know expectations really well with that. They just say expectations again. What does this say? So let's say that you're going about life and you think, you know what, everything's going to be just fine. I'm going to get everything that I want. But yet in the back of your mind, you're thinking like, oh, maybe not. It didn't work out last time, so why would it work out this time? When you become pessimistic, you become your personal blockage. I just get like something's going to, and it's weird because I get a lot of feelings that the emotions that I get out of this is excitement. Like, what you expect and what you get might be different, but it's going to be better. And it's more about you understanding that when you're dealing with the emotions of life or the chaos, and you're dealing with all these different ups and downs, I mean, it's just the amount of disappointments that people are going through these days. I throw my hands up at it because I don't know how to fix it. It's a karmic year. And it's odd because things are turning around for me for the better. I had a lot of issues with people pretty much trying to pull the rug from under my feet, which has been pretty much the topic of my life. Every time I get ahead, they can't handle that. They can't handle seeing me ahead. And I get that's an image from what you guys are dealing with a lot. Is that when you're dealing with people who are saying bad things about you, doing bad things to you, being cruel, the best thing that you can do is take the higher road. Do not allow yourself to fall into their negative patterns. Walk away. Go find something better. And if somebody cheats on you, walk away. If somebody talks about you behind your back that's bad and you find out about it, don't be friends with them. Stop throwing yourself in front of people who don't value you. Go after the people who do. And there's plenty of people out there. My bestie, I'm not going to say her name, but she's here in Tucson. She values me. She says she misses me. We don't see each other. We haven't seen each other in a few months because life gets a hold of us and we get busy. But she values me. She accepts me as I am. My one friend, may she rest in peace, she's no longer around here. Her and I had a difference in opinion. And I shut down from her and I stopped talking to her. And that was because she did something that I didn't like. She was trying to get me a part of doing this. How do I explain? She was trying to get me to do something that I didn't want to do. And I said, you know what? I really don't have time for this. I'm really busy. And she went and she did it anyway. She scheduled me an appointment to talk to somebody at 5 o'clock when I get off at 5:30. And then messaged me, hey, why aren't you on this call? I didn't say I would do it. Oh, I was just, I set it up for you and I knew you'd be good for this. No, this is not okay with me. You don't schedule me for things without talking to me first. And I already told you it didn't seem right for me. I just don't have time. It was before I started the YouTube channel, before I started my Twitter and started trying to even do tarot online. And she was one of my spiritual friends. And her and I had words. Her response to me was, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend you. And she apologized. Because that's what a real friend does. We're going to do things that's going to hurt each other. Or offend each other. Or step on each other's toes. But at the end of the day, when you have a friend that takes accountability, those are the friends you want. My bestie, she takes accountability. I have another friend who lives in California. She takes accountability. She knows she's not perfect. We're not perfect. We're learning. None of us is perfect. If we were, we wouldn't be here. But the thing is that it's better to walk away from those that cannot love you for who you are, and to pursue those that do. You will thank yourself for it later. Any other messages for him? And I'm sorry, you guys. This is my Sunday. I know it's Thursday, but and I work from home, so I don't have to do my hair. I don't have to dress up. I'm lucky enough to get out of my PJs every day. It's the benefits of working from home now. Yeah, so I really don't get any more messages other than I want you to stop expecting things from people and see them for who they are. And if they can't love you for who you are, walk away. Okay? It's not about you being mean. Don't get revenge. Don't try to go after anybody who treats you bad. It's just not perfect. It's not perfect. It's not worth it. Because at the end of the day, how you handle the situation determines your karma, not theirs. And if you wish karma against someone, you're going to get their karma. So just be careful with that. Stay neutral in every situation. Oh my goodness, I can't speak today. In every situation that you deal with, stay neutral. Don't try to push things. If it's meant for you, it will happen. And that's probably one of the biggest lessons everybody has to learn. Because we walk around here with our egos and our pride, saying that I deserve more, I deserve this. No. And to think the world owes you anything, that's your expectation, but not your reality. The world doesn't owe you anything, and people don't care about you most of the time. That's just the truth of it. They don't see your worth. And if they don't see your worth now, they're not going to see your worth later on. Even if you become famous, they just don't care. This world's not meant to be spent with other people long term. We are supposed to be not isolated, but individuals with our individual beliefs. And they're supposed to be different from others. It's because we're meant to learn from each other. When you approach life with an open mind and you learn from those, even if you don't agree with them, you don't have to agree with someone. Listen to what they have to say and move on. Take what you want. That's what I do. I listen to people. I read what people are saying. I read their thoughts. I don't agree with everything, but I take what resonates with me, and I leave the rest behind. Because not everything pertains to my particular situation. Okay, I live a different life than everybody else. My life is spent meditating, working a full-time job, trying to do videos, trying to work on my Twitter, doing I do offer personal tarot readings. I do that. I keep myself busy, and when I'm not doing those things, I'm cleaning the house or taking a nap. But my life is separate from everybody else's. And the way I think and the way I perceive things is different. And that's okay. Doesn't make us on the opposites. It makes us unique. So it's very important you walk to the beat of your own drum and don't worry about what other people are doing. And I got news for you. People judge me because of what I do. Okay? They're going to judge you regardless. Somebody's just going to do it anyways. Go have fun. Be yourself. Be unique. Be different. If you want colored hair, dye your hair color. If you can't have it because of your job, then I get it. You know, I've worked legal for 20 years. So I could never really dye my hair purple or bright color orange or any of that because I had to maintain a certain level of professionalism, and I get it. But do something for you. Pursue the dreams that you've put out there. And if you're not sure it's going to work, you're not going to know. The truth of the matter is, excuse me guys, dinner's coming back up. If you don't go after what you want, somebody else will. Somebody else will get I heard fame and fortune. I don't know why I just heard that. You have to go after what you want. No matter what happens. Okay? You guys have an awesome Friday tomorrow. I'm going to post this on Friday. And Fridays are actually my Mondays, at least for the next couple of weeks. July 28th I start. Is it July 28th or 31st? I think it's the 31st I start a new position. So within the same company, but it's slightly different. Still dealing with customer service, but now it's all offline, dealing with just doing chat. So I have no complaints on that. I'm happy about that, especially during the monsoon season. storms like to knock down the poles, and people are not happy about that. Anyways, you guys take care. If you need a reading, just reach out to me. My email is tarotmarie93@gmail.com. I do have a Twitter. I have a thing called Winnow, where you can get a text from me. It's a spiritual message. It's only $4.99 a month, and I give you one message the day before for the following day. So, and I channel that. It's whatever comes up at that moment. And for $4.99 a month, that's nothing, right? So if you guys have any questions, please let me know. And if you guys want a reading, let me know what you want. I will send you my price list, and we can schedule a time, a date or time for the time readings. And if it's just questions that you want to ask, you're going to send me email. I'll send you where to pay it. And then once you make a payment, you're going to give me your questions, okay? And you guys have an awesome day, and thank you for listening.